Hello everyone, welcome to the garage. My name's Sean. Thought I'll jump on the YouTube bandwagon for this little project series. I'm going to use this channel to document the build and restoration of the car that I've particularly chosen. Chosen a Saxo, so yeah, I can already hear in your screen you chav. And yeah, you're probably right, you do sort of think that with them, but they are what they are, and I do have some history with Saxos. I've had 4 of them in the past. I'll pop up a few pictures on the screen for you so you can see them. But yes, I've had 4 of them. Started off with a little 1.1, ridiculously low, really slow, twin pipes on it, you know, all the crazy stuff you do when you're a teenager. I thought it was cool, but you know, looking back now, it's obviously not. And it lived up to the chav name perfectly. Then I had a VTR, which is the 1.68 valve. Yeah, that was basically just a sound system on big wheels. So good car, you know, had some good times in it, but you know, I think times moved on. And then I progressed on to my first VTS, which was obviously the 16 valve version. That was supercharged as well. I actually bought it from a guy who'd already done the conversion on it. It was on good, you know, it was on low mileage. It was a good car. My outstanding memory of that was it was on like solid engine mounts, so or at least like some Group N engine mounts or something. And it was just, yeah, it just vibrated the hell out of you. Great car. Unfortunately, it had a seized brake caliper on it, and I only found that out when I came to do a big stop, and that put me into a bit of a ditch. So anyway, I bought that car back off the insurance back in the day, and then I found another Saxo. It was actually another VTR, but it was a Mark 1. So I bought that, and bought the old car that I put into the ditch back off the insurance, and it wasn't really all that bad, to be honest. It just needed a little bit on the front end sorting out. So I thought, you know what, this is the opportunity to sort of do what I've been wanting to do for years, and that was sort of build my own. So I built up a decent car, you know, on into a track spec car, and it worked out really well. So much so that I actually got a couple of mag features. In fact, I've got a couple of them here. I've prepared for this. So it was actually on front cover of Performance French Cars. This, I don't know what issue this was actually. It was September 2007. There you go, that's when it was. So properly reliving my youth here. Anyway, so they titled it Shaun of the Dead. Obviously me being Sean. Yeah, anyway, it's a good feature. It almost actually wasn't complete in this feature. It was like, that was it, the feature was done on the day that I had it mapped. So yeah, there was still loads of stuff wrong with it that needed sorting out, and I took it to Germany for the Nürburgring the day after, way too early. Anyway, and then like another month or two later, I'd done a bit more to the car. It was a bit more perfected, and it was featured in Fast Car, and you should see the toffee in here. It's ridiculous. So this was May 2008. So it'd come on a little bit since then. It was only a small feature in the car, but it was definitely a lot tidier. But you'll notice in the intro, I referred to the twig, and that presents, and that's because when they do in the old school mags back in the day, they did a little feature on whose car it was. Like, it's only a tiny little thing in the corner. You can see it just down here. And I had my helmet on, and they referred to me as the twig, obviously the Stig's cousin. So I thought I'll run with it. You know, why not? Anyway, so yeah, that's a bit of the history. I miss all those cars. They're all great. You know, good memories of all of them. So it's been, you know, 12 years or so since that happened, and I do miss it. I've had some other good cars since then. You know, I had a Clio 172 that was on Gen V throttle bodies. That was a good car. I had a Mark 1 Focus RS. Wish I kept that, because those are just ridiculous money now. I had an Evo 5. That was a good car. Just wasn't mapped very well, so it was just a bit lumpy, but good car nonetheless. And then since then, I got rid of all those, just had runarounds, you know, like nails and stuff, like moved house a load and done a load of renovations and needed just sheds and stuff. So that's all I've had. But I just thought, why not? So I wanted to come back to doing a project car. And I've been looking at all sorts of stuff for months, you know, considering what I want. And nothing inspired me more than going back to doing another Saxo. And, you know, it's full midlife crisis because I'm 36 now, and you know, you sort of think, well, that's full chavtastic. But to be honest, everything I looked at, it just never didn't appeal to me. So I wanted to do another Saxo. You know, they're cheap, relatively speaking, although they're going up in value now because there's not many left. I think there's only 178 if you look on how many left. There's only 178 of them left on the road, which is phenomenal. So yeah, I've managed to pick one up, you know, anyway, and get one. But so yeah, and if they're done right, it can be reliable, even though they're French and, you know, sort of renowned for not being great. They're pretty good. Anyway, and it's small enough as well that I can fit it down the side of the house. I haven't quite got enough room in the garage for one, just because of all the other crap got in here. But yeah, I wanted to get it down the side of the house and with plenty of room and to, you know, sort of appease the other half, you know, still be able to get the bins out and all the practical stuff you need to think of when you have a project car. Anyway, yeah, so I've bought a 2002 VTS 16 valve Mark II. So I'll say the slightly undesirable one. The Mark I's, you know, that the red one that I had, the track car, was a Mark I. Now they're a bit more desirable, but there's just never any around. They just don't seem for sale at all. I messaged a load of people on like Instagram and on Facebook and got in touch with a load of people from back in the day that I knew from the old clubs and stuff, and you know, people have them and they just do not want to get rid of them. So yeah, I kind of had to go Mark II, and there is a few of those around, but finding one that's not an absolute rotter is so difficult. You know, I considered a few that were just nails, just not even worth your time. Just, you know, mega rusty, and the seals are gone, and they rust in the usual places like under the ECU and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I found a good one, I think. You know, my inspection of the car when I bought it was good, and the chap I bought it from was great, you know, really informative, and obviously into the sort of French car scene because he had Clios and stuff as well. So yeah, I think I bought a good car. Time will tell, and so the aim really of this whole project is to make the car better, and effectively to do a better job than what I did with the red one. I thought I did an okay job there, and looking back at some of the pictures and stuff that I have, you know, I think, oh, that could have been better, or I should have done that better, and I can see things where I think I probably should cut the corner on that. So yeah, I'm going to do a lot of that better. It's likely to be forced induction, or I haven't decided which route. My old one was supercharged. The problem with supercharging for me is the cost of the actual supercharger itself. You know, they're about $2,500 now. They weren't that expensive when I did it first time. I'm sure they were about 1,200, 1,300 quid. I remember buying one because one of them seized through my own fault. And yeah, they seem to have doubled in price. But they are a lot simpler to do. You know, they're not quite so complex in terms of exhaust and all that kind of stuff. But then turbocharging is probably simpler in terms of the hardware, but cheaper. You know, you can pick up turbos, you know, Evo 9 turbo type thing. That sort of thing would work. But yeah, so lots of stuff to go and to research and think about. But yeah, that's the project. It's about time I showed you the car. Enough waffling from me, so I'll do you a little walk around. Here we are then, Saxo fans. This is it, the Mark II Saxo VTS. You can denote the Mark II by the slightly curvier front end. As I said earlier, slightly less desirable. Anyway, so this is 2002 guys, 52 plate. Generally, I think quite a tidy car. As with any car this old, they're never spotless. There's a few things that need tidying up bodywork wise, but engine wise, you've got your standard TU5 lump, 1.6 16 valve. This car's got a few modifications on there already that have been done by previous owners. I'll give you a quick whirl around those now. Aftermarket manifold, not entirely sure what that is. Upgraded coil pack. Different air filter, and I think that's about it in the engine bay. It's running a full stainless steel exhaust. Can't remember what brand it is, to be honest, but it did the trick. Yeah, got me home, that's all that matters. So yeah, it's also got a set of Brembos. I believe these are from a Peugeot 406 maybe. I did a quick stop on the test drive when I took it out, and it was really good. I was really impressed with them. I was expecting them to be naff, but they're generally pretty good. So decent stainless exhaust on it already. I've already whipped the rear bumper off just to assess
what's under there. Yeah, be changing the fuel filler cap. That is full shelf-tastic. Interior wise, it's already stripped out, generally pretty tidy. I say this is all going to get redone anyway. So it's got safety devices 6-point cage in there. That's going to get powder coated into a nicer colour that I think goes better with the black. It's got a battery relocation kit already in there. I'll probably move that further forward down onto the floor by the driver. And then as for at the front end, it's got a nice Momo wheel. Quite like these deep dish wheels. I mean, it's a bit untidy, this one, but does the job. It's got a couple of Cobra buckets. I'm not a fan of these style of buckets. I like the ones with sort of high sides and leg support. But yeah, and a Satchel Engineering shifter, which I absolutely love. I think it's a great bit of kit. Yeah, definitely be keeping that. So yeah, interior is going to get a full refurb anyway, full repaint and all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, generally that's about it for the car. It's not a great deal to see. You've all seen a Saxo before. They are what they are. So this is the start effectively. So hopefully over the next few months you'll see a few changes. But I'll show you underneath quickly. It's generally quite tidy under here. So it's all going to be stripped down again anyway and redone. I think someone's obviously done it before, a look of it, because it's not horrendous, which is great. It's already on coilovers as well. Obviously it's a torsion bar rear, but the suspension on this thing is absolutely woeful. It's incredibly stiff. I mean, just beyond usable for the road, you know. And I want this to be a sort of fast road and track, so yeah, totally unsuitable. I don't even know what it is. Don't know. Anyway, yeah, so that's the car. Anyway, so I'll show you what I'm going to be doing first, and that's back to the garage. So yeah, I'll see you in there.
Right, underseal. So I did a bit of research to find the right thing, and I've bought some stuff already. So for underneath of the car, I'm going to strip it all down, take it back as far as I possibly can. That's not ridiculous, and then yeah, give it a fresh coat under there, make it look really tidy. So I bought a number of things. So bought these like poly strip disc wheels that go on your grinder, just to start taking off all the detritus that's under there, and then also a load of like little wire wheels for your drill, that sort of thing. I've got some of these coming for the grinder as well. So yeah, I think a mixture of the two will probably get off most of the crap that's under there. So yeah, I'll have a go at that. Trouble is, I don't want to take it all off at the moment and start stripping it down because the weather's rubbish, and it's almost like you leave it overnight and it rusts again almost straight away. So I'm sort of going to wait for the gazebo to go up, which is coming at the weekend, and then yeah, I'll hit it with the grinding wheels, with those abrasive wheels, and take off as much stuff. And I'm just going to do it bit by bit. And then I bought this stuff for putting back on Tetrasil. Yeah, it just goes on black. I didn't want to do one of the stuff that you brush on. I just find that a bit messy, really. I mean, this is probably going to go everywhere anyway, but I thought this would be good. But the beauty of this is that it comes with a gun for the compressor. So yeah, it's obviously a spray job. Pop that in there, and you can spray it on, which I found would probably be a bit easier. I bought 3 tins. Hopefully that'll be enough to do the whole car. Bear in mind, obviously the engine's coming out, so I'm going to do all the engine bay and everything in that as well. And also you can paint on top of this, so if you wanted another colour, which I'm still thinking about whether black is going to be, because that's what colour this is, whether black's going to be good enough or not. So that's step one. Say I've already ripped the rear bumper off and just going to do an area where that isn't visible normally, just to see how it goes. If it's crap, then I'll do something else, but we'll see. So yeah, that's it. The next video will be me under the car, probably. I'm not sure how I'm going to film this at the moment, because obviously I'm just doing it on my phone at the moment, which is generally a bit average. But yeah, so for stuff under the car, it might be a bit difficult. So I don't know. I might have to invest in a GoPro or something, but we'll see. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.